talk about areas of plane shapes. Areas of plane shape. Now, before we dive into calculation of areas of plane shape, I would like to ask, what is area? What is area? Now, before I talk about area, there is one thing I want you guys to take note of. Our last class we talked about perimeter. So when you talk about plane shape as a whole, a plane shape has two parts. It has outside boundary and it has surface. Now, when you're talking about measure of the outside boundary, you're talking about perimeter. In other words, if you look at your board, this is our board, our school board. You say this school board has two parts, the boundary and the surface. This is the surface. This line you are seeing, we call it rectangular line. So they form the basics of what? Of the boundary. So a measure of this boundary, the total boundary, is the perimeter. But a measure of the surface is what? Area. So when you talk about area, we say the area of a plane shape is a measure of its surface. The measure of its what? Of its surface. So when you are measuring the surface, then you are talking about what? Area. So a lot of plane shape has surface. In fact, all plane shape has surfaces. Are you getting my point now? Like in the case of your football pitch or field, you've noticed that the players are always inside the field playing ball. Now we say inside that field as a whole is its surface. Then outside the field, that is where you have your linesmen running outside. So your linesmen are running outside that field. That is the perimeter. But inside the field, that is where you have your 11 players. And at the center, you have your referee. Inside that field is what? Is its surface. Is that it? So all plane shape has surface, and at the center, they have boundaries. Is that it? The notebook you are using has its surface. So a measure of that surface becomes its area. Is that it? Your phone has its surface. A measure of that surface becomes its what? Its area. So hence, when you talk about area can be defined as what? The area of a plane shape is a measure of its surface. Is that it? Now, let's go straight to using formula to calculate the area of a plane shape. Now, we want to see how we can determine area of a plane shape using formula. Starting with the first plane shape, which is rectangle. Now, I'm not going to waste much time on the property of rectangle because I've taught you guys before. So this is a rectangle. For those of you that probably might have forgotten the shape of the rectangle, this is a rectangle. So if you look at the rectangle, we say the opposite side of the rectangle are equal. Okay, so here is the length. The length is always longer than the breadth in the case of the rectangle. This is the length and this is what? The breadth. How do we determine the area of a rectangle? So we say area of a rectangle is equals to the length multiplied by what? By the breadth. So hence, the area will be what? Length times breadth. So this is the formula we use in determining the area of what? Of a rectangle. Length times what? Breadth, which you can also express as LB. You can also express it as what? LB. So take note of that. So the area of a rectangle is what? Length times breadth. Let's look at some examples, some few examples. Yes. Number one, example one says, calculate the area of a rectangle. Calculate the area of a rectangle 6 centimeter by 3.5 centimeter. 6 centimeter by 3.5 centimeter. Now, how do we solve this? They ask us to calculate the area of a rectangle 6 centimeter by 3.5 centimeter. Start by stating your formula. Okay, you can start with your parameters. 6 centimeter here is the length. while 3.5 is what? Is the breadth. So list your parameters first. Okay? Then apply your formula by saying the area of the rectangle is equals to what? Length times breadth. So you substitute or you replace. It becomes the length is 6 multiplied by 3.5. So anything you get there is your answer. So 6 multiplied by 3.5 will give you 21 centimeter square. 21 centimeter square. So remember, your length, your area is always measured in either meter square or centimeter square. Either meter square or centimeter square. So please take note of that, okay? Then example 2 says, an assembly feed. Okay, an assembly area is in the shape of a 30 meter by 30 meters square. Part of the area is a concrete. Part of the area is a concrete rectangle 25 meter by 5 meter. The rest is grass. Calculate the area of the grass. Now, let's solve this together. The question says an assembly area is in the shape of a 30 meter by 30 meter square. Part of the area is a concrete rectangle, 25 meter by 5 meter. The rest is grass. Calculate the area of the grass. Calculate the area of the grass. Now, I would advise you guys, before you start solving this, first of all, use a diagram to demonstrate this question. So if you look at it, an assembly area is in the shape of a 30 meter by 30 meter square. So let's just say the assembly area, the assembly takes a square shape, okay? So the shape of that assembly is square. So you draw that square. And that square is measured what? 30 meter by 30 meter. Okay? So let us assume that this is our square. Okay, let's assume that this is our square. So an assembly area is in the shape of 30 meter by 30 meter. So when you say 30 meter, here is 30 meter, here is what? 30 meter. And now, part of the area is a concrete rectangle, meaning that this, like this, is the area of that square, but part of this area is made up of what? A concrete rectangle, 25 meter by 5 meter. Let us say this side is made up of a concrete rectangle. So part of the area, we have used part of the area for our concrete rectangle. So it's a concrete rectangle, 25 meter by 5 meter. So here is 5 meter, here is what? 25 meter. Remember, in your rectangle, your length must be longer than what? Than your breadth. So take note of that. Now let's continue. So the rest is grass. Calculate the area of the grass. Meaning that if part of this area we have used it for or as concrete, as a concrete rectangle, which is measured 25 by 5 meter, which means the rest of all this surface that you are seeing is covered with what? With grass. So they are now asking us to calculate the area of the grass. So for us to now get the area of that grass, we must first of all acknowledge two things. Get your area of your square and your area of what? Your rectangle. Get your area of what? Of your square and area of what? Rectangle. Those are the two things you have to get first. Then you subtract to get what? Your final answer. So we say the area of the assembly area will now be area of assembly area. Remember, your assembly area is a square. So you are looking for area of the square, okay? So which will now be what? 30 square, which is something as 30 times 30. Is that taken? Remember, the formula for finding the area of the square is L square. Okay, that is length times length. So take note of that. So which means 30 times 30 will give us what? That should be 900 centimeter square. So take note of that. Then we have succeeded in getting the area of the square. Then what about area of concrete? Area of concrete rectangle. Area of concrete rectangle. You can just say area of concrete. So the area of concrete is a rectangular in shape. So what you just have to do is say length times breadth, which is something as what? 25 multiplied by 5. So 25 multiplied by 5 gives you what? That will give you 125. So 125 meter square. So this one too is in meter square. Everything is in meter square. So meter square, meter square. So after you have succeeded in doing that, the area of the grass will now be, so area of grass will be what? So how do we determine the area of grass? Now you have gotten the area of assembly area to be 900 meter, and you have gotten the area of concrete rectangle to be 125 meter square. So for us to now get the area of the grass, all you just have to do is you subtract, you take away area of concrete rectangle from the area of the assembly area. Okay, so in this case you just say 900 minus 125. 900 minus what? 125. So in this case, let's carry out the subtraction. So if we say 900, if you take away 125 from 900, it will give you 7. It will give you, let's do it together. This is 900, this is 125, okay? So you borrow 1 from there, add it here, it becomes 10. Take away 1 from this 10, here 9, add it here. So 10 minus 5 will give you what? Here you have 5. Then here you have 9. 9 minus 2 will give you, that is 7. Here you have 8. 8 minus 1 will give you what? 7. So which means 775 meter square. That will be your what? Your answer. 775 meter square. That will be your answer. So hence, the area of that grass is 775 meter square. Is that taken? Is that taken? So that is that. Now let us go on to the next one. Okay, now let's go on to the second one, area of a square. How do you determine the formula for calculating area of a square? It's very simple. The first thing you do, you draw the square. This is my square. Now, I'm not going to talk much on square because I've taught you guys the properties of square, okay? So, but one thing you have to know is that a square has 4 sides, and though all the 4 sides are equal, they are equal in length. All the 4 sides are what? Equal in length. So, hence, here is length, here is length, length, length. So, how do you determine your area? Very simple. We say the area of a square is equals to length times length. Is equals to what? Length times length, which is something as L square. So you can say area is equals to what? L square. So this is the formula we use to determine the area of what? Of a square. Is that clear? So that is that. So let's look at some few examples we have here. We say example 3. It says calculate the area of a square advertising board of length 5 meter. So the question says, calculate the area of a square advertising board of length 5 meters. Solution. Now that advertising board actually is a square. It's made up of a square. Okay, the shape it carries is what? Is a square. Is that taken? So now they're not asking us to calculate the area of that square advertising board. And the length of the square advertising board happens to be what? 5 meters. 5 meters. So hence, you say area of a square advertising board will now be what? L square. This is the formula we use. This same thing as area is equals to 5 times 5. Remember the length is 5, and I told you that all lengths are equal. They are the same in the case of the square. So which means the area is equals to 5 times 5, which will give you 25 meter square. 25 meter square. So when you say 5 times 5, it will give you 25 meter square. So that is your answer. Is that it? So area of a square advertising board is 25 meter square. Then example 2. Example 2 says the area of a square plot. The area of a square plot is 144 meters square. Calculate the length. Calculate the length of a side of the board of the plot. Okay, let's solve this together. So let's solve it together. The question says the area of a square plot is 144 meters square. The area of a square plot is 144 meters square. Calculate the length of a side of the plot. Calculate the length of the side of the plot. Now, in this case, I will advise you start with your parameter before your formula. So, in this case, if you look at this question, area has already been given. This is the value of what? Of the area. So, you say area A has been given to be what? 144 meter square. What else again? So what we are looking for now is what? Is the length. What we are looking for is what? Is the length. So hence, you can say area of the square plot. Area of square plots is equal to what? L square. Okay, so in this case, area of a square plot has been given. So that has been given to be what? 144 meters square. So you substitute, you say 144 is equals to what? L square. 144 is equals to L square. Now, when you have it this way, what do you do? Please, I want you guys to listen. Now, when you say 144 is equals to L square, you know what they ask us there is, what is calculate the length of a side of the plot. A side of what? Of the plot. So we are just looking for just one length. Is that making? So for us to now get that length, what are we going to do when we arrive at this point? What you just have to do is very simple. When you say 144 is equals to L square, what are you going to do to remove this square? So for you to remove this square, you square root both sides. Is that the thing? So by the time you get rid of this square, you know that any answer you get will just be for just a length. Is that the thing? So you square root both sides. Square root both sides. So if you square root both sides, hence it becomes 144 is equals to what? L square, which is the same thing as the square root of 144 will give you what? That is 12. So 12 is equals to what? L. L is equals to 12 meter. 12 what? 12 meter. So which means that's one side now that they are asking of is what? 12 meter. Is that taken? So please take note, when you arrive at this point, all you just have to do, take the square root of what? Of both sides. So once you take the square root of both sides, square root will cancel square, then square root of 144 is 12. So hence your length is 12 meter. 12 meter, that is that. Pause. The third plane shape that I want to look at is area of a triangle. Area of a triangle. So how do we determine the area of a triangle using formula? So the first thing I would advise you guys to do is to draw your triangle. So that through that shape we can determine our formula. So our triangle can come in different form. So take note of that. The triangle can come in different form. Hence we have different types of what? Triangle. So this is triangle. The triangle can also be like this. So it comes in what? In different form. Is that taken? You can call this one right angle triangle. You can call this one equilateral triangle. So it comes in different form. But one thing I want you guys to take note of is that the triangle has base and at the same time it has height. The triangle has what? Base and height. So take note. Like in the case of this one now, the length from here to this side is the height. Is that taken? Then why the length from here to this side is what? The base. Then in the case of this one, your height is here. You can draw your height from this point here down here. Okay, so this is your height, this is what? Your base. So the length from here to this side is your base. The length from here to this side is what? Is your height. So hence the area of a triangle is equal to half base times height. So the formula for calculating the area of a triangle is what? Half base times what? Times height. That is 1/2 base times height. We say it as half base times height. Or you can further shorten it by saying 1/2 BH. 1/2 B what? H. Is that okay? So this is the formula you use to calculate area of a triangle. Now let's look at some examples on that. Example, let's call this one example 4. Okay, example 5. Yes, example 5. So calculate the area. Calculate the area of the triangle shown in the diagram below. The area of the triangle shown in the diagram below. So this is our diagram. The length here is 12 centimeter. The length here is 9 centimeter. So how do you determine the area of this triangle? It's very simple. Remember, the length from here to this side is called our height. Is that okay? Why the length from here to this side is called base? Is that okay? So take note of that. So hence, area will be equal to what? The area of the triangle will now be what? Half base times height. Okay, so area will now be 1/2 times your base, which is what? 9, times your height. Your height there is 12 centimeter. So in this case, 2 here 1, 2 here is what? 6. Okay, what else again? 9 times 6 will give us what? So 9 times 6 will give us 54. So you have 54 centimeter square. So the area of this triangle here is what? 54 centimeter square. 54 centimeter square. Okay, let's continue. Example 2 says calculate the area of the triangle shown below. So this is our triangle. So we have triangle ABC with an height of what? AX. We have triangle what? ABC that has an height AX. So in this triangle we are looking for what? The area. So hence the area of triangle ABC is equal to 1 over 2 the base, which is 1 over 2 base BC times your height. Your height is what? AX. So 1 over 2 your base multiplied by what? Your height. Okay, so take note of that. So in this case your area will now be 1 over 2 times your base. What is the value of your base? That is 5. What is the value of your height? That is what? 3. Okay, so then you multiply it together. 5 times 3 is what? That is 15. So in this case it will now be 5 times 3 15. You divide it by 2. So you say 15 divided by 2, which will give you 7 over 1 over 2. 7 over 1 over 2 centimeter square. So the answer is 7 over 1 over 2 centimeter square. Please take note. 7 over 1 over 2 centimeter square. Is that okay? So that is your answer. Also, I want to talk about area of a circle. So how do we determine the area of what? Of a circle. So this is the shape of the circle. This is how a circle looks like. Please, this is not a perfect circle because my hand is, I guess not my hand, but this is how a circle looks like. Okay, but if you are drawing your own circle, you make use of what? Your compass to draw your own circle so you can get a perfect circle. But remember, a circle is a perfect shape. That's one thing I want you guys to take note of. A circle is what? A perfect shape. So take note of that. So now, the area of a circle, the formula for determining the area of a circle is pi r square. So the formula we use to determine the area of a circle is pi r square, okay? Whereby this sign here means pi and it has a constant value to be what? 22 over 7. And r here means what? Your radius. Is that taking? Your radius. Your radius is from here to this side. Is your radius. Or it could be from here to this side, okay? So that is what? Your radius. So this is your radius. Okay, so take note of that. Now let's look at some few examples under it. So we can call this one example 6. Find the area of the circle of radius 3 over 1 over 2 meters. Use the value 22 over 7 for pi. Solution. So for us to solve this is very, very simple. Start with your parameters. Find the area of the circle of radius. Now, our first parameter there is radius and it's given to be what? 3 over 1 over 2 meters. Now, convert this series fraction to improper fraction by saying 3 times 2 will give you what? 6 plus 1 will give you what? 3 times 2 is what? 6 plus 1 will give us what? 7. That is, we have 7 over what? Over 2. Is that taking? So 7 over 2 meter. Then let's continue. Pi is given. Pi is given to be 22 over 7. What are we looking for? Area. So hence, area of the circle. The area of the circle is what? Pi r square. So you substitute by saying 22 over 7 multiplied by what? 7 over 2 times 7 over 2. Now, one might be wondering why I choose to use 7 over 2 times 7 over 2. Now, the reason being that your radius here happens to be 2 times. Okay? So, your radius here happens to be 2 times. And the value of the radius is 7 over 2. So, which means r square here means 7 over 2 square, which is same thing as 7 over 2 times 7 over 2. Okay? So, in this case, 2 here 1, 2 into 22 is what? That is 11. 7 here 1, 7 here 1. So what you have here is now 11 multiplied by 1 will give you 11. 11 multiplied by 7 will give you 77. So hence you have 77 divided by what? By 2. So 77 divided by 2 will give you what? That should be probably 38 points. 2 here 1, 2 in 7 is 3. 2 in 7 is 3. Remember 1, add it to this side here. That will give you 38.5 meter square. So 38.5 meter square is your answer. So if you do the division very well, you will get your answer. So that is that about area of the square. So in conclusion, one thing I want you guys to take note of is that we have different plane shapes, and all these plane shapes have their own formula you use to calculate their area. Okay, so when you talk about area of a plane shape, it means a measure of its what? Of its surface. Please go and master all these formula. You will need them. Okay, I am not saying you should cram them, but constant practice will make you know them. Okay, they are not hard. Is that okay? So take your time and learn them. So I'm going to drop assignments in the room for you guys. Then before then, if you don't want to be cramming the area of the circle in your head, there is one song I gave to you guys one time. I don't know if you guys can still remember it. Pi r square, area of a circle, to pi r is the circumference. Pi r square, area of a circle, to pi r is the circumference. So if you can remember that song, it will help you to be able to remember the area of a circle. So what that song is telling us about is that pi r square is the formula you use to calculate area of a circle, and 2 pi r is the formula you use to determine the circumference of that circle. So we are going to stop here for today. Any question you have, please come to my DM, okay, and chat me up. I will attend